Hi yogis, today we're going to do a hip opening practice that you can do anytime you feel like you need a good stretch and could use some calm in your day. So we're going to begin in child's pose, hips to the heels, forehead releases down, and start to take a few deep breaths. And breathing in and out through the nose. Your next inhale, make your way to your hands and your knees. Taking a few rounds of cat and cow, inhale, arch the spine. And as you exhale, round through the back, release your head and your neck. And a few more times, breathe in to shine the heart forward and up. And as you exhale, round through the back, really press the floor away. And then feel like you can start to free this up a bit, maybe take circles through the spine, letting the head be involved, and just linking the movement with the breath in whatever ways it feels best. The most important part is that the breath keeps its steady pace. And starting to warm up the spine. And then again, come back to child's pose, hips to the heels, forehead rests down. Now walking the hands over towards the right side, feel that you're getting a stretch through the left side of the body, and head can release down again. If the head is floating off the floor, you can always place a block underneath that forehead. And deep breaths into the back body, breathing into the back and the side ribs. And lift your head, walk the hands through center and over to your left side. Release the head down. And feeling the sits bones heavy towards the heels. And making your way back to center. And we're going to move into downward facing dog. So as you're ready, tuck your toes, send the floor away, and draw the hips up and back. And begin to check in with what the body needs, right? So maybe it feels good to wiggle, maybe it feels good to pedal through the feet, maybe you just need a bit of stillness, really just offering your body what you need. And keep that steady breath moving in and out through the nose. As you inhale, lift the right leg up and back behind you. Exhale, open the hip, bend the knee, keeping the shoulders even and square. Palms take up space, spread your fingers. Allow the head to be heavy here. And as you inhale, straighten through the right leg. Exhale, square the hips. Inhale, step the foot forward between your hands. Rise to your fingertips. Inhale, look forward. And as you exhale, slowly lengthen through the front leg as much as you're ready for. Release your head. Moving back and forth, inhale to bend. Exhale, lengthen and fold. Inhale, bend into the front knee. Exhale, lengthen, fold. Inhale, bend into the front knee. And this time you're going to come up. Interlace the fingers behind the back of your head. Good. And as you inhale, straighten through the leg. And exhale, rebend the knee. Good. Draw your front ribs back, breathe in, lengthen. And exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend the front knee. And as you inhale, arch a little bit more, open through the chest. Deep breath in. Exhale, bring the hands down to the mat. And then lower the left knee down to the floor, moving into a psoas stretch. Encourage the hips as far forward as feels good. Allow the head to hang heavy, chin towards the chest. And do your best to soften the neck and the shoulders here. And starting to open through the left hip flexors. And inhale, lift the head. Exhale, tuck the back toes. Step back to downward facing dog. Inhale, lengthen forward to plank. And as you exhale, lower the knees, the chest, the chin, elbows hug in and back. Inhale, slide forward onto the belly, low cobra. And exhale, tuck the toes, send the floor away, make your way back to downward facing dog. Another side, inhale, lift the left leg up and back. And as you exhale, open the hip, bend your knee. A few breaths here, palms take up space. As you inhale, lengthen through the left leg. Exhale, square your hips. Inhale, step the foot forward between your hands. Rise light onto the fingertips. As you exhale, lengthen and fold. Let the head go here. Inhale, bend into the front knee. Exhale, lengthen and fold. Inhale, bend into the front knee. Exhale, lengthen and fold. Inhale, bend into the front knee. And this time coming up, interlace the fingers behind the back of the head. Good. As you inhale, straighten through the front leg. And exhale, rebend. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bend. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. And exhale, bend. Inhale, lean back a bit more. Feel the tailbone lengthen down. Bring the hands down to the floor. Right knee lowers, untuck the toes. Allow the head to be heavy. Encourage your hips forward. And deep breaths. This stretch can be a little intense sometimes, so really using the breath to settle into the pose, softening down. Inhale, lift the head. Exhale, tuck the back toes. Step back to downward facing dog. Inhale, lengthen forward to plank. Exhale, lower the knees, the chest, the chin down to the floor. Inhale, slide forward, low cobra. Exhale, press back to downward facing dog. And moving into pigeon. Inhale, lift the right leg up and back. And as you exhale, swing the right shin forward. The right ankle is moving behind the left wrist. And you can untuck that back toe. Walk the fingers back. Inhale, breathe into the chest. And as you exhale, fold down. Release your head down. You can always have a bit of support underneath that right hip if it's floating off the floor. So feel free to use a blanket or a block if you need. And then looking for all the places where you can soften in the pose. Soften through the shoulders, soften through the neck, through the jaw. Allow the forehead to be heavy. As you inhale, lift your head. Exhale, walk the hands back. Tuck the back toes and step back to downward facing dog. Inhale, lengthen forward to plank. Either knees, chest, chin, or lower chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And other side. Inhale, lift the left leg up and back. Exhale, draw the shin forward, setting up for pigeon. Take as much time as you need whenever you're ready. Exhale to walk the hands forward. Release the head down. And same thing here. If you want to add a little bit of support underneath the forehead, feel free to place your hands underneath the head or a block just so that the neck can fully release here. And take deep breaths in and out through the nose. Ready, inhale, lift the head. Exhale, make your way up to sit. And this time you're going to shift over onto your left hip, swing the right leg forward. And I'll face you so you can see me, but you can face whatever direction you like. Bring the soles of the feet to touch. Legs are in a long diamond. And weave your arms underneath the legs and then around, holding onto the ankles or the feet. And exhale, round through the spine, release your head down. And softening the shoulder blades down the back. Allow the head to be really heavy here. And inhale, lift the head. You're going to keep your left hand right where it is, unwind your right hand, and then gently press the right leg away as you lean over. So you're getting a nice side stretch. And feel the sits bones rooting down so that you can find a lot of length through the sides of the waist. And then retracing your steps, weave the arm back and around and unwind your left arm. Press the leg away, lean away, and creating some space between the lower ribs and the top of the pelvis. Good. Coming back to center, retrace your steps. Hold on to the feet one last time. Exhale, round through the back, release your head down. And inhale, make your way up to sit. And stretch the legs long. We're going to come into Upavista Konasana. So straddle position. Knees can always be a little bent if you need. Really up to you how wide of a straddle you take. So walk the hands forward and totally fine to stay a little lifted. Right? If it feels okay, you can walk all the way down. Release your head. And doing your best to have the toes point up towards the ceiling here. And feet are flexed. Lift the head, coming up to sit, and turn to face your right leg. Fingertips frame that thigh, and exhale, walking forward. Again, going as far as feels good for you. Releasing over the leg, and feel that your left sit bone is still rooting down towards the floor. It kind of likes to lift in this pose, so doing your best to keep that grounded. And as you inhale, lift the head, exhale. Make your way up to sit, inhale, and taking the other side, turn over towards the left leg, walk the hands forward, and release your head down. Heavy left sit bone, active through the legs, feet flex. Inhale, lift the head. Exhale. Inhale, make your way up to sit. And turn forwards, and we're going to set up for ankles to knee. So stack your right shin on top of the left, feet are flexed. This can be a pretty intense hip opener. So if this is a bit too much for today, you can either place a blanket between that knee and foot if there's some space there, or thread the needle on your back. Just listening to your body and what feels right. And if this feels good, you can exhale, walk the hands forward and release your head down. Using the exhale to soften into the pose, releasing any tension the body might be holding on to. And inhale, lift the head, walk your hands back, and we'll move into the other side. Stack the left shin on top of the right, flex your feet, and sit up tall. Inhale, exhale, walk the hands forward, release your head down. And here too, you can always place a block underneath the forehead if there's a bit of space between the head and the floor. And quieting the mind, letting the mind rest on the breath. Inhale, lift the head. Exhale, inhale, make your way up to sit. And then unwind your legs. Feet on the floor. Bring the hands behind your thighs and slowly lower yourself all the way down to the mat. We're going to take constructive rest. Feet about as wide as your mat. Knock the inner knees together, and arms can kind of cactus out to the side. So you're bending at the elbows. And take a few breaths of rest here. Eyes can close if you like, or keeping the gaze soft. Allow the breath to move seamlessly up and down the spine. And then we're going to take windshield wipers. You can lower the knees over to one side, and then the other opposite hip can come off the mat. And just moving at your own pace, breath follows in whatever way feels natural. Once you feel even, gather the knees into your chest and rock a little bit side to side. We're going to move into Supta konasana from here. So you can lower the feet to the floor, knees open out to the sides, and either have the knees just resting like this, or you can have support underneath the thighs. So you can use your hands, just fist the hands underneath the thighs, or you can place blocks, right, if you need. And then once you feel comfortable, bring one hand to the belly and one hand to the chest and breathe into your hands. And feeling the grounding energy of deep belly breaths. And then feeling the heart opening energy, this energetic lift of breathing into the sternum. And balancing those two. So you have this quiet, steady energy. Allow the breath to slow down. Feel the back of the body release towards the floor so the front of the body can soften and find a bit more space. And if you find that the mind is wandering, see if you can at least let the thoughts be warm and nourishing. Curating the thoughts so that they're positive. Slowly start to deepen your breath. Bringing your awareness back into the room, back into the body. Bring the knees in towards the chest, hold on to the shins, and rock a little bit side to side. Massage the lower back into the floor. As you're ready, roll onto one side and make your way up to a tall seat. Finding a comfortable cross-legged position, hands rest on the knees, let your eyes close. Taking this time to notice how you feel post-practice. And also taking the time to thank yourself for all your efforts, all your hard work on your mat. Bring the hands to meet in front of your heart. Bow the chin down towards the chest, bowing down to your practice. Thank you so much for joining me today. Until next time, namaste.